going on, guys? Bflattened here with a brand new video today. Today we're going to be discussing and going over the build Chain Zane. If you remember Chain Zane back from Mayhem 3, Mayhem 4 days, this is a revised version and an updated version of those days, scaled up to Mayhem 11 and also level 65 with the Forest Skill tree involved. This build absolutely shreds with the new redistributor buff, and let's go over it right now, shall we? So I'm using Hardy Stock in the green tree just so that I can move down the tree a little bit further. It is nice for the shield of choice that we are using to get a little bit more. Since we are going to be using a Deathless in this build, the Hardy Stock is going to be really nice for our choice of shield because it's kind of low capacity. I put 2 points into Adrenaline just to move down the tree for some action skill cooldown rate. It's not too important. Brain Freeze, it's not too important as well, but it's also needed and the only skill that actually helps us to get down to all-rounder for our barrier. Barrier is going to make it so that all of our shots are amped, making the redistributor chain multiple times over. I also use it with charged relay for movement speed and reload speed. I have nothing in the red tree at all. Nothing's needed in the red tree. And then the blue tree is going to be just your standard Zane setup for the blue tree with violent speed, violent momentum, more movement speed, more done damage as you're moving faster. Cool Hand for reload speed just to move down the tree a little bit further, and also the reload speed is actually really necessary for the redistributor because its reload speed is not too crazy good, but however with reload speed increases it makes it a lot better. And then the Scene Red will make it so that anytime we activate our cannon, we get all of our kill skills and we get a 15% kill skill bonus. Violent Violence for fire rate. Faster that we shoot our redistributor, the more that we will get chains off. Extra projectile for playing dirty. I only put 2 points in here to move down the tree as the extra projectiles are not super necessary for the next 5 shots. Since we're going to be running through our ammo count so quickly, those 5 shots aren't really going to matter too much. Good Misfortune, just so that we can have action skill duration with diminishing returns. It is really nice to have just so we can keep our barrier up active at all times. And then Death Follows Close. All of Zane's kill skills get increased effect and duration. Now the purple tree. Whoops. Now the purple tree. Deja Vu. Whenever Zane kills an enemy with a crit, there's a chance for an ammo to be added to the magazine. It's to move down the tree a little bit further. There's not really too much in here that will help us out too much. However, adding 1 ammo back to the magazine just allows for another shot to be active, and more shots equals more chains. Commitment and Headman's Hand are going to be probably the main skills in this one. Commitment for done damage and action skill cooldown rate. With our Spy Comm, we have 3 points extra in here, so we get 48% done damage and 48% cooldown rate. It stacks twice. Headman's Hand, we get 1 extra point in here from our class mod, and we get critical hit damage increase that stack twice, 36% damage, and the duration by 23%. I put 5 points into Domino Effect for whenever Zane scores a crit, he gains increased fire rate and reload speed for a short time. If you score a crit with the action skill, he doubles the effect, so 20% reload speed and 15% fire rate. It goes hand in hand with Cool Hand and also Violent Violence. And then Sheer Will, you get action skill cooldown rate, scoring a crit increases this effect, and it stacks, 15 stacks for it. Eraser is absolutely broken with the redistributor and chains. If it passes through multiple enemies, you get all that critical hit damage for piercing damage. And our class mod gives us 1 point into our man Flint. Whenever you aim down sights, you get bonus damage and you automatically get the status effect when you score a crit. So basically you're getting 50% extra damage. And also if you score a crit while aiming down sights with a cryo weapon, you will automatically freeze your enemy. I'm also using this with cannon, by the way. With Colder Shoulder for cryo damage and also proliferation for 5 activations of the cannon. Into our gear and weapons, we have the redistributor. We're rocking a cryo with U-Red. Cryo and U-Red are going to be very neutral elements, so element matching and resist are not going to be as relevant. So having cryo radiation together is just a really nice combination. I use a Plague Bearer with U-Red just for a Fight for My Life weapon, along with the Free Radical with U-Red just for Fight for Your Life. Zane in Fight for Your Life is not overly good, so having these powerful weapons, especially with U-Red being able to activate in Fight for Your Life, is a really good clutch weapon to have. and then also a 14 times reflux. With the sheer amount of fire rate that we have, we're going to be emptying the reflux a lot, and it also chains, so it goes along with the build. It also comes with U-Red. The damage is not too impressive, I've noticed, from the amount of like shots that you'll be going through. However, it is a nice shotgun for fight for your life as well, and also if you run out of SMG damage for whatever reason, or you just want to hit a little bit harder, the reflux can actually come in clutch for that if you have a lot of enemies around you. We are using a revolter with action still start, so whenever we activate our cannon, we're getting 200% extra shock damage, and we also get fire rate increased by a lot. I only have a fish slap on here just for the bonus fire damage. We're not throwing nades at all, and there's no skills that we have to throw nades either, so we're just using this for the action skill and fire damage. And then we're using a spy, 3 commitment, 1 headman's hand, 1 armband flint with Hyperion crit, Hyperion damage, and SMG damage. The only thing that would make this a little bit better is if that Hyperion damage swapped out for weapon damage. Otherwise, this thing is near perfect. I've got a lot of questions as to the spy versus Seeing Dead, the original version of Chain Zane. I truly believe that the spy replaces the Seeing Dead in its entirety. The gimmick of the Seeing Dead is whenever you're shooting your weapon, you have a 25% chance to activate all kill skills. However, with the spy ability, being able to automatically activate all your kill skills without having a chance for that on your last activation of your kill skill, along with the Seeing Red, activated an action skill automatically activates all your kill skills. So there's no chance, you don't have to shoot for it, you just have to activate an action skill. No matter how many times you activate it, you will always activate your kill skills, no matter what, all the time. Now the skill split, the Seeing Dead only has one really good skill, and that's Donnybrook. However, you only get 5% gun damage, and it stacks twice. The health regeneration is not that good, and it's not going to be that relevant on Mayhem 10 or Mayhem 11. So you get 5% gun damage, and you also get it to stack twice. So if you get this up to 5 points, you get 25%, stacking twice is 50%. However, if you get 10 out of 5 Donnybrook, which is pretty hard to get, that's going to be 100% gun damage. Now, with our skill split that we have here, we have gun damage and action skill cooldown rate and commitment. It is 48%, 48% times 2, because it stacks twice, is 96%. You're missing 4% gun damage, but you're also getting a cooldown rate of 48%, meaning you can activate your cannon multiple times over. And you're also getting the Armband Flint, which is the automatic freeze. You're getting the bonus damage of 50% while aiming down sights. You're also getting Headsman's Hand, which is also going to be 36% crit damage times 2. You're getting more damage formula with the Spy, and the entire gimmick of the Seeing Dead could be activated between Seeing Red and just shooting your cannon multiple times over. So in most cases, the Spy is going to be better. The only time that the Seeing Dead is actually going to be taking over is if you're in Fight for Your Life, and I don't necessarily want to build a character around Fight for Your Life just in case. So to me, the Spy completely replaces the Seeing Dead. And then finally, the Atom Bomb Deathless. Since we're going to be using U-Rad, we're going to be having a lot of radiation explosions. We also get some shield capacity, and this one comes with area of effect damage, radiation damage, and mag size. Mag size for the redistributor is very nice. Area of effect damage for all the radiation explosions and radiation damage is perfect. So that's Seeing Dead, or that's Chain Zane's updates. Let's go ahead and show it in action. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to throw your shield down at all times. Now, unlike the original Seeing Dead setup, which had Sentinel Cryo, Sentinel Cryo didn't really do too much for me, even though I did test it out. This variant of it, the barrier cannon setup with the Atom Bomb Deathless actually did a lot more for me. The cool thing about this that the original Chain Zane did not have is that this build can actually single target damage, which the other original one back in the day was lacking. Of course, you're going to be getting more results if you have more enemies around, that's obvious, but it can actually do single target damage fairly well and fairly decent. I've seen it do a lot of damage on badasses and on bosses. So if we aim down sights and we get a crit on him, he automatically freezes. That's excellent. The only other thing that might be better than this Atom Bomb Deathless, if you want to experiment with it, is a Icebreaker Deathless, because if you're having your enemies frozen, you're going to be doing more damage against them. So if you are interested in working off of the Armand Flint a little bit further, an Icebreaker might actually do more damage for you. But aiming down sights even just normally, you're already getting that 50% extra damage anyways. So it's beneficial whether you're using the Atom Bomb or the Icebreaker version of this. That was all single target damage right there, by the way. Took 3 clips of it, but it still completely shreds. For those that are probably wondering, I am doing just normal takedown on here. This is not true takedown. The only reason why I'm not doing true takedown is just to display the build a little bit easier. However, this build has been tested. It can do all true takedowns on both Guardian and normal takedowns. So if you want to do any piece of content, this build can do it all. Just a little change up would probably be the Icebreaker if you want to experiment with that a little bit further. It would work rather well. Just to show off the Valkyries a little bit, it completely destroyed them there. That was a Racer that ended up rocking, as it shot through one of them and it just did that massive crit damage there. Got some single target damage here, doesn't matter, completely shreds. It would shred a lot better if I had better accuracy though. But let me know if this build helps you guys. This build is going to be posted in Discord in the PC format. It would absolutely go a mile and beyond if you guys tossed a like on the video, comment your favorite thing, or if you have any suggestions to improve it further, I would always be welcomed. The file is going to be in Discord as soon as this video is uploaded, so it'll already be there waiting for you. And if you want to see more builds like this, or even helpful videos on Borderlands, I do that as often as I can along with streaming. And toss and subscribe will be able to display those videos for you as soon as they are uploaded. They definitely go a mile and a half for me. We'll finish off this kill here, and then I think we'll call the video there. One thing to keep in note is, since we're using a Deathless, we're going to be using our Guardian perk called Shield Reboot very, very often. Gladly, Barrier is going to be protecting us from most damage anyways, but you got to be careful about like pools of fire on the ground like that, for example. That was a lot of damage there. Because your Barrier doesn't protect you from things in the ground like that. However, Shield Reboot in the Guardian tree, let me go ahead and display that really quickly. In the Guardian tree, Shield Reboot, whenever you kill an enemy, you trigger shield regen. So since we're going to be chaining to a lot of enemies very quickly anyways, Shield Reboot is going to be triggering to regenerate our shields very rapidly. And that's going to be one form of our sustainability along with our Barrier. Very important to note, and hold on to that as well. However, I think I've covered everything on the video. Once again, if you guys like it, toss a like and sub if you appreciated this help. Let me know if you're going to download this build and try out new Chain Zane. My name is Bflattened, guys. I'm signing on out of here. Take care, all. Laters.